are shining bright. And we're shining the light on us like no other. Neighborhood Planet. Our neighborhood, our world.
All right. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us. It's me and Charles tonight.
Happy
What's
New
up, Charles?
Year.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back, Smart Black Woman TV. We miss y'all. We haven't seen y'all since last year.
Right. All year.
I know, right? A whole year. Well, now we're in 2023. We got some new things going on with Smart Black Woman TV and Charles. Yeah, Charles. So how are we going to do this? You know, we're going to have a game changer on Smart Black Woman TV because Smart Black Woman TV is always advertised as Smart Black Woman TV featuring Charles. Charles felt a little some kind of way about being featured. So we want to populate him into the name. So if some of you guests out there kind of help us, fans, help us to include Charles into the name. Smart Black Woman TV will be there, but Smart Black Woman TV and Charles, what do y'all think?
Let us know down in the comments. Let us know. I think I just got promoted, y'all.
Yes, Charles has been active with Smart Black Woman TV, and he is a partner of Smart Black Woman TV. He is also a partner in MPN TV. We both are. MPN TV is the network, and we will continue to promote it. Any one of you, if you'd like to see any of our shows, all of them are located on MPN TV. We also have a Smart Black Man TV too. So y'all want to check that out and see who's on the panel of that one. But Charles, what do you think? What name, we should kind of transition into?
Maybe we should do something like Charles and Mom.
Charles and Mom.
No.
On Smart Black Woman TV. Hey y'all heard that? On Smart Black Woman TV.
Smart
Charles
Black
and
Man
Mom.
and Woman TV.
Nita and Charles on Smart Black Woman TV.
Okay. Something that got a little ring, something with a little ring.
Vernita. Y'all know my name. Did y'all know my name is actually Vernita? Many of you in St. Louis called me Nita for many years, but that is actually the short end of my name. My name is Vernita. So y'all can go on and embrace that for now.
My name is still Charles. So
yeah, Charles and Charles. Anyway, we are coming into the new year, and quite a few things happened. Just recently, we had a storm that happened on the football field. We had Damar Hamlin, who had suffered a heart attack on the field over the weekend. I think that happened, and it's very disheartening to see and how things had taken a toll on the entire team that night and many people. So it is in the news right now. We send our hearts out and prayers to Damar Hamlin and his family, and also his friends and his teammates that are also suffering along with him. Because I know to be so close to someone and that happens, it can really freak you out. Because it will freak me out.
Right.
Charles, you were also telling me a little bit about that story. So if you can kind of chime in on that and let me know what your take is on it.
Well, you said that he had a heart attack, but I was under the impression that he had a spinal injury on the field. So, and that's where, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But they said, I heard that they had to resuscitate him for a second time earlier today. So But at the same time, I also saw that he was 50% off of the ventilator, so or using only 50% of the ventilator instead of versus 100%. So I don't know. I'm just again, we still putting our prayer out there and sending out some healing energy, everything, all that love to him and his family and friends.
Yes, yes, that healing energy is going out to him and also his teammates as well, and many fans that are out there that follows him, and also that follows the NFL. Our hearts go out to the entire NFL at this
Mm-hmm.
time. And because I know that it's very scary for many people, especially a lot of football players and parents that have sons that are on the football field. It can be very dangerous. You know, that's just one of the most rough sports that I feel that your kid could go through, and that's football, because the impacts that happens and all the injuries that happen while playing football can be detrimental to you in the long term of your life. So those of you that are out there, you know, you have little football players, try to do as much as you can to protect them and keep them safe. All the safety gear and whatever is needed, you know, make them wear those pads, make them wear, if they need a neck brace, whatever is needed out there in the football
Right.
field, you know, to help them to be, you know, a little bit more safe from the impacts that they incur. Um, it's just good to kind of do that, you know, stay focused on safety. But
Right.
anyway, you know, our we were talking earlier today, and we were just, you know, we go through a trend of times where, you know what, we're going to be on the show, and we try to discuss our shows prior to us actually coming live. And there are a lot of things that we like to talk about, and some things we kind of filter out of our show not to talk about. It's great to hear from the people to engage in our shows and let us know. Just reach out to us, let us know what you want to hear, what you want to see within our show, because we try to make it better every time we come onto the show. So anything that you can, any way that you can help us, you know, it'll be great. Happy New Year, Suave. Suave, just a happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
He's out here. He's one of our listeners and followers. Glad to see you. Happy New Year. Hopefully everything is going well with you and your family during this time. Suave also have Brother Suave a show there for therapy. Any one of you, you know, you can follow us after our show. Actually, Suave show airs, and he has a very good show for many people, you know, to listen to. And I tend to listen to him as well myself, because he has some great topics, and it's just good to hear, you know, and get that therapy that's needed, you know, that extra thought in mind to kind of assist you when you have questions about something. Swab, you usually bring it out. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All is suave. Yes. He's suave amazing. So when you go to Suave show, you hear him say things like suave amazing, and when he cooks it, suave delicious and things like that. So it's kind of funny. Yes, it's all in Suave Nation.
Huh.
But yeah, our show today, we're thinking about, you know, how do we control our peace, especially when we've gone through some turmoil in our lives, and how do we control um, peace within ourselves, and prevent the stresses from being from having to go through on a day-to-day basis. Charles, you were mentioning some things, and I'm going to let you speak right now and talk about that, and I'll just include myself later into it.
Okay, cool. Well, I think I found myself in situations where I would look around and wonder who are all these people that I really barely even know, you know, and sometimes you can end up in a situation that you may not want to be in, or end up in something that you just don't have anything to do with, and look at it because you're hanging around people that you don't even, you're not on the same level with. I just think that there's levels to life, you know, and the higher you get in life, The less crap you'll put up with from other people. And I try to hang out with people that are just like me, myself, people that are passionate, goal driven, loving, and all that, And when you meet the same requirements and the same, you try to meet those as much as you can, because I know there's nobody like you, and nobody will ever do it like you. But if you can try to match those things, as many things on the list, I think the better things are for you. The less friction. And we were talking about just the more people you have, the more drama you have around in your life, the more people you have around you. I thought the coolest person used to have the most friends, but it seems like the coolest person has the least amount of friends. Those generally are the nicest, down to earth people, the ones that have the least amount of friends.
Hmm. Exactly. And when you're choosing, a new life for yourself, it's more so captured into maturity and where what you have reached in your mature portion of your life. We tend to, when being young, you tend to feel like you need to be involved in so many different things. You want to be that go-to person, and you find yourself, as Charles was saying, the most popular person, thinking that that's the way of life, and that's how people respect you. But not always. Not always you're respected in that way. That you feel you're respected. It's more so of how you're transforming into your own self,
Mm.
and being realizing that coming into that level of maturity in your life, it tends to be a challenge for you, because this is something that's not normal to you. So you're doing everything, differently. How you communicate with people, who you communicate with, what type of person you're bringing around you at that point, what type of person that you're now avoiding to be around. And
Right.
when you start to choose that type of life, you kind of have a loneliness that sets in for the moment, but
Hmm.
that loneliness becomes comfort.
That's right.
Okay. And that's when peace began to set in and the stress began to be relieved. And that's something that a lot of us need, to find that inner peace within ourselves, because it takes you yourself taking that control, right, Charles?
Right.
That's what it's
Right.
saying.
And protecting it, literally protecting it. I'm telling you, when it comes to my piece, I'm like this. Like, when we were in school, I cover my paper so you won't, like, literally protecting that piece. Like, it takes a lot of work, because every day you're going to have different things, different elements of life that come at you, whether it's your friends calling that just want to vent, and which is fine. Nothing's wrong with listening to your friends vent and being there for your friend, but
Hmm.
just know that you're gonna end up, it's gonna suck some energy out of you in that process. So that's why every day I wake up and do my daily routine, whether I pray, I meditate, I work out, and all those things help fill my cup. So throughout the day, yes, I may be watering all day, but by the end of the day, that cup is still not going to be empty, and I can start over again the next day, and keep it going. And I can just continue spreading love and joy to everybody, And then we have a healthy Charles.
Exactly. And you have so many people that are trying to be the one to the therapist. I'm going to say it like that
Hmm.
in your life. When really, to be honest, they don't know what's growing inside of you, and your true thoughts, because people only let out what they want, you to
Right.
hear, and not always it's the truth. Just like people who go through that massive stress to the point they commit suicide, and you didn't know that that was within them. And it's everybody, it's a level of control that people have for themselves and what they keep, within themselves. But once you start to control yourself and what you're putting out into the world, and what you're accepting into your mental state, it plays a big part. And that's just like saying, me, for instance, I was just explaining to Charles how I drive to work and I have a long drive, and people, a lot of friends say, Bonita, that's such a long drive. Why are you taking such a long drive to work? You should find something else, and I said, yeah, I should find something else. That long drive is as you see, I get up in the morning, I'm good morning. That drive is not stressful to me because I have an inner peace within myself that I go live or I record, and I have a lot of laughter, and I try to share that laughter with others because that's where my peace is. I'm driving. I'm just driving straight ahead. I'm not turning many corners, and
Right.
I found peace there. But where I'm going, I have to be even more peaceful. And where I'm going, I am at peace. I'm
Right.
comfortable. I don't have chaos around me. I don't have stresses that, bog me down to the point where I can't figure it out. I am very comfortable where I am. So I'm comfortable all day. So therefore, my inner peace is settled. But the person that's driving only 10 minutes away, and they're getting there, and where they're going is full of chaos. And for 8 hours, they're putting up with chaos and bickering and talking back and people talking about them, making them feel uncomfortable, making them do things that they're uncomfortable with doing. So all day they're full of anger. So who would you trade your peace for my peace? My
Mhm.
peace is my long drive, and when I get
Right.
there, I'm peaceful. Your piece is you got a 10-minute drive, but you're at chaos all day for 8 hours. So it
Right.
looks like I'm on the better end of the stick. So you have to
Right.
understand that. Understand that, right, Charles?
Right. Literally.
So it makes a big difference in what you put up with in life. There may be changes in life that I may decide to make, just like anyone else, but I'm not deciding to go into anything chaotic. I'm still going to continue to be peaceful and find that peace wherever I go. I don't remain on a job for 45 years if 40 of those years were full of chaos. Okay.
Right.
What about you look at her resume and oh, she's been an employee for 45 years, and you've been an employee on 10 different jobs.
Ooh, excuse me.
Okay,
Sorry about
but
that,
in
yeah.
the bless you, in
Thank
that
you.
10 years, okay, this is not working. This is full of chaos. I'm gonna move along. I'm gonna find that piece. I'm gonna move to the next one. And the piece is not there. I'm gonna move to the next one. Oh, you get laid off here. Okay, I'm laid off. Okay, I did a great job. But find another one and you're at peace. So think about that. Sometimes we make transitions in our lives that sometimes aren't as peaceful for you.
Right.
But when you start to control that, that inner peace that's needed in your life, then you'll feel so much better and relieved. As Charles and I were saying, it takes it only you're in control of everything you do in life. You're going to come in situations where someone's going to be pissed and upset for the day, but how are you going to communicate there
Right.
with that person that is pissed off or venting so horribly that it's affecting you and your levels of peace at that moment? And sometimes you can say, you know what, I do feel for you. I'll pray, for you, and hopefully that doesn't happen. But sometimes you say, look, when you're feeling better, I'll call you later. Those things you can shut that down without making that person that's really full of anger feel even worse,
Right.
and say, you know what, you upset today. I'm just going to let you go right now because I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that right now. And I'm
Right.
sorry you're going through it, but you have to exclude yourself sometimes,
Or you
just
can
so
say,
you can,
or you can
yeah,
save yourself that breath also, and just
yeah,
not say nothing about it and keep on going about your business. That's where I'm
because
at
you
with
know that,
mine. My piece
because
is untouchable. You won't
that's
even
right.
know what to expect when it comes to it. You don't know. You won't be able to recognize it. So you can't take it from me if you can't recognize my peace. My
Okay.
peace is within. You know, it's something that I
Mm-hmm.
protect. I keep to myself. You don't know what makes
Exactly.
me happy. You don't know what makes me sad. Because a lot of people
That's
these days,
right.
they try to control every emotion with a person. They
That's
want to
right.
get a reaction out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it could be because you're always calm and you're always, nothing ever phases you, but you have people
Yeah.
that just want to touch you in a certain way. But
Mm-hmm.
in order, it's about perspectives with me, and I just look at change my perspective. And when you do that, I just stay positive and nothing gets to me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that comes with age, if you ask me. I can't explain
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Maturity. You start to change.
Right,
You start to not
right,
let
right.
everything bother you. And that's something too, stop letting everything bother you and affect
Yeah.
you, because it's
Hmm.
not always on you, and don't take it in
Right.
always as something personal.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. So we have a lot that goes on with a lot of people here. So Sir, can
Yeah.
you read that? I don't have my glasses on there.
Wise, we should collectively and embrace with like-minded people for mutual betterment.
Absolutely.
Exactly. You're absolutely right, Suave. Exactly. In order to, you have to find people exactly like you nowadays. I mean, just period, and I've always said that to Charles, sometimes you end up teaming up with the wrong type of people. You can't expect something positive to come out of someone. If you're a loving person, and that's within you, then you go and you find a friend, and that friend is just full of just a hellion, just causing all of this different friction and chaos around you. Then yes, you're gonna find it's gonna be uncomfortable for you because this is not your space that you should be in, and you should choose people that are like you. There are many things that you can accept and not accept when
Right.
it comes to your personality, because your personality is what it is. Your heart is the way it is. How you walk your walks of life is just the way it is, and you want to find people with that same walk of life, pretty much.
Right.
And you can filter out the things that that are not going to be good for you, especially someone that's really full of chaos and crap.
And
You know.
it's okay. And you know what? I feel like it's okay for things to change. Like with age, the older you get, it's okay if you grow apart from certain people. Because
Mhm.
I always felt like, okay, I've been knowing a person for X amount of time,
Mhm.
and you feel like you're obligated to be their friend, and when in actuality you're not.
Right.
And people
Exactly.
grow apart, people change. And, and
Exactly.
and people go separate ways. And if you feel like, I always say, if you feel like going if you feel like you going that way and me going this way is going to better your life, please go that way and don't look back, because I want for everyone to be the greatest version of themselves. And I would never want to hinder a person from their growth or anything like that. So I embrace that. I embrace that. Like, for real.
Yes.
Hmm.
And that's a lot of things that a lot of women, tend to have, and I'm going to say a lot of women because I'm a woman, and I deal with some experiences in my life. When you don't hear from some people, and they feel like I haven't heard from you and such and such and such. Sometimes you don't hear. When we become adults, you don't hear from us, much. But I have some of my closest friends that I haven't talked to in 6 months. But when I get with them, today we're still the same. We're still
Then
that
skip a
same
beat.
kind.
Right.
Didn't skip a beat. We have many laughters to to continue on with. But sometimes you grow out of people, as Charles was saying. Your friends are not always going to be those close friends that you grew up with. You're going to totally grow apart. Going to grow apart because of certain behaviors now that are setting in as they've become adults. Sometimes, I have a girlfriend that she's a total drunk, and I know that that's not, a friend that I want to always go out with, that I have to have carrier to the car. So, so some of those things, some of those friends just have to let go,
Some
you
friends get
know?
married, even that,
Yeah.
and it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily have to be anything negative. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you're building a new family that's positive,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing.
Facts. Sometimes we have to leave those that are counterproductive to your goals and aspirations. Sometimes we outgrow them.
Right, and
Yes,
that's a hard
exactly.
part. It's a hard
Hmm.
reality, because like
Yeah.
you have that attachment to those people, and you feel like you owe them this friendship, But
Right.
if you feel like a person is always making a withdrawal and no deposits, you got to
Hmm.
kind of weigh those two out, and that's how I do all my friendships now, and they're very few friends left, and I like
Yeah.
it that way, and I'm just fine with
Exactly.
it. There's no loneliness. If you get lonely, talk to Jesus, for
That's
real.
right.
For real.
That's right. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
So any of you that are, have comments, please engage and let us know you're in the house as well. Thank you so much for joining in with us at Smart Black Woman TV. And Charles, I'm going to continue to see it that way. So, we're gonna go into a station identification. So you will be right back with you, and please tune in and come back with us.
We're shining bright. And we're shining the light on us like no other. Neighborhood Planet. Our neighborhood, our world.
Welcome back. Looks like Charles has fallen off the radar today, but I am here with you, and hopefully you're still here with me. Can you hear me? Okay. Oh, there Charles is.
Boom.
Right. And yeah, so he's back with us, and we're back
Yes.
with you, and hopefully you guys are still with us here on Smart Black Woman TV on NPN TV. NPN TV is a station network that has many things going on with it. Please join and go online or go to YouTube, go to Instagram. We're also on Facebook. You look up NTPN TV. There are many of our shows you're able to view from there. So again, this is the other half of our show, and we would like to discuss family members. Family members are the best to try to be peaceful around. So the word for today is peace. So,
Peace.
but as we were talking earlier today, and we were talking about how powerful God is, and He shows you different ways of life. When you feel like you're losing part of your family, sometimes some people go through a lot of turmoil with their family members. Something that is hard to control because you love them so much and you've been loving them so long, and a lot of people don't tend to let go or distance themselves from certain family members because they feel like um, they should be there. Okay, I guess it's a level of responsibility that sometimes family members take on for themselves, and feeling that you are a part of that family and should be there. But when God turns around and show you that, you may be having some difficulty with that family, but you have so many other family members you haven't even met.
Hmm.
And when you go to a family reunion and you see a host of family members, and you could start to see people looking like you and looking like your mom and looking like that side of the family that's giving you so
Right.
much um, comfort, giving you so much a peace within your heart, that God has blessed you with someone to fulfill that void.
Hmm.
Certain voids you feel like you have in your life, and then it's fulfilled.
That's
You
right.
know, it's a different level of respect you have for yourself.
Right. And,
One thing I could say, to Charles, and that's one thing that he had gone through, and I'm sure there are other people that go through it too. Charles, tell us, how that was for you.
yeah. Going through just losing people that were really close to me that I thought would always be there. It was traumatic, like you said, and it's a lot of turmoil. And I dealt with that all my life, just different relationships with family members, on distant family members, close family members, just the on and off I think that's the traumatic part of it, just my thing is I trust people, what people tell me. I take things for what they say. If you say you gonna be there for me, I expect for you to do that. I'm kind of cutting a black and white type of guy, but things don't always work out that way. And I had a lot of anger because of that, and I didn't understand, well, why can't they get it together, or why is it me? And all these questions you start asking, you start looking at yourself, and thinking it's you. And until, like we said earlier, just being not having all those distractions around, it gives you an opportunity to kind of evaluate certain situations. I know when I'm in a situation out in the moment, I may not respond. I'm not going to respond. I used to respond very quickly. Now you can barely get a reaction out of me. But when I get home, I play things out, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't appreciate that tone. So you might get a call back from me like the next day or something. I think about it, but it just comes from having that peace in your heart and that understanding with God, that, like you said, when instead of feeling like I'm losing something, I knew that God was closing this door just to open another one that's going to be greater. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I'm not speaking to this person and that person anymore, but hey, God replaced those people with time tenfold, each person tenfold, and you don't realize those small details, that
Hmm.
what you're looking for is right under your nose. You don't realize those things until you find that inner peace within.
Right. And you pay more attention now. At that point, when you find
Mhm.
peace, you're paying more attention to everything. Exactly. Self-love is vital. We have to
Right.
learn to put, come on, Charles,
Ourselves
can't see the
first
word.
without
Okay.
feeling guilty. And
Yeah.
I am so guilty for that right there. In the moment, I'll be like, my thing right now this year, 2023, is I saw a meme online. If whatever they ask, the answer is no. Ask somebody else to do it. I can't do it. Ask somebody else. And
Hmm.
and I am pro that. But in the moment, I'll say no, and then feel bad for saying no, and find myself, I said no, and pick that phone, just do and cave right in. But just standing up for yourself, it takes work to
Yes.
stand on things and just not cave in, and just stand on your word, and stick through it, and be there for yourself just like you there for everybody else. and
Yeah.
and that's one popular line that I try to live by, because I've always tried to do whatever I can for other people. But when it comes to myself, I put myself on the back burner, and I take care of everything else first and save myself last. but now I'm tired. So maybe I'll take care of me tomorrow if nobody else asks for anything else. So and I
Right.
think we end up in a vicious cycle of just never doing things for ourselves. So just remembering to take care of yourself and handle yourself. I mean, it takes work, but it's worth it at the end in the long run.
Yes, yes, it sure is. It sure is, and that is something to live by. And that it's so, you feel so good about yourself too when you do find that peace within yourself, and it's
Right.
so it's such a stress reliever, and it keeps you out of the hospital too. You know,
For real.
stress kills people. You find all kind of
Yes.
things that go on with you when you start to stress a lot. Then your stomach is hurting all of a sudden, and it's not, and you
Hypertension,
don't know what
everything.
everything. Everything tends to impact you, and then there you go, and then you need medications for it, and then it
Yep.
just progresses from there. So it's best to try to just get control of your life first, and then you can take care of everyone else. As I was saying to you. So that is a great.
Excuse me. My
Let me.
allergies are killing me.
It is tearing you up, huh?
Yeah, the weather
Yeah.
has been changing like crazy here in St. Louis.
Oh yeah, because you started from
Yes.
0 below last week. Now you guys got a little temperature going on, and it was 70 yesterday, close to 70 anyway.
Right. One week
Um,
it was below, it was -7 degrees. The next
wow.
week the next 2 weeks ended up going up to 70 degrees yesterday. And now today it was down to the 30s. And it's like, you got to be careful with this weather.
Ooh, I know. Like I was saying, you don't know to wear a hat or some shorts, huh?
Right. And they say
Some boots
global
or some
warming is real.
sandals.
They say global warming is real,
It
and that's why
is.
I pay attention to things like the weather change, climate change, and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I know they're getting ready to. I think what is it to stop selling or making gasoline engine vehicles and just solely start making electric vehicles. And I know this year they started with the tax credit for EV vehicles, electric vehicles. Brand new electric vehicles, you'll get a $7,500 tax break when you file your taxes at the end of the year.
Wow.
And that's for only vehicles that are manufactured in the United States. So if they
Mm-hmm.
built the cars outside the US, you don't get the credit.
Mm.
So buy a brand new electric vehicle, get the $7,500 credit. Boom. And it saves
Awesome.
the environment, and we're prolonging our children's future. If we continue littering and violence and destroying the earth, there's not going to be anything left for our children. They're going to have to go out to the moon just to
Right.
survive.
Even with the trees, during Christmas time, they cut down so many trees.
Right. They say it takes the
So many
average
trees.
Christmas tree to 15 years to grow. The
And
average
then
Christmas
somebody
tree.
come and chop it down in a day.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so horrible. I feel bad now. Well, I didn't buy a real tree this year because I didn't put up a tree at all. I just put up all the
Right.
other decorations. But it makes you think, about, the climate and what we live in and what are we going to preserve for those, of our future. We
Right.
have to try to preserve everything we can. Now we have the scanners. Now we have so many other different things that we don't have to throw away so much paper, and
Right.
utilize the trees too. And also they have the solar panels that are being put up, in a lot
Right.
of homes. And I know there are some tax credits for that too. So it's a lot of
Mhm.
things that we're going to be able to get tax credit for. I don't know what they're going to do with all these vehicles, all this metal and gasoline cars
Right.
that are around here, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot to filter out after so
Right.
many that has been built. Because last year they made so many vehicles, and then there was a year where they overstocked, the vehicles. Then last year I think they didn't have many vehicles,
Right.
and that's probably where they are now transitioning into the electric vehicles, and that'll be great. I know those electric vehicles. I'm going to start looking at the prices of them and see how the price is going on them.
Right. And if you
Are
think
they going
about
to
it,
be more expensive?
you're saving money on gas if you think about it.
Gas? Yeah.
Right.
in that
That's
long
true.
drive, you'd say it'd be beneficial if you drive a lot, you know, if you
It'd
ask
be
me.
interesting. Yeah, but it takes some gasoline. Oh, they are all electric. It's going to be
Right. Like
all
a
electric
Tesla is
now.
full electric.
Yeah. Oh,
Some are
yeah.
hybrid, but some other vehicles are hybrid, but the Tesla's full electric.
And do they charge? Do they charge to charge the vehicle?
They have different charging stations, and you can also have one at your home. Mainly, I'm sure you would want to have one at home. I wouldn't feel comfortable with having.
I know, but I
I'd
wonder
be
what
that
is
guy
the
with no
cost.
charge on the side of the road.
But what is the cost for charging up your vehicle?
Right, right. I know there's a fee for that, you know.
No,
So you
I
never
wonder.
know.
Yeah, but I'm sure that charge lasts pretty long, though.
Right, right.
Yeah. Can Oh,
But
that'd be crazy. Like, oh, I don't have I need a charge. I need a charge.
and I've always appreciated this side of our relationship because I feel like you've always kind of pushed me to be innovative and to come
Mhm.
up, think of something new, a new invention, and something
Mhm.
everybody can benefit from, you know. And like earlier, we were
Right.
talking about how to turn salt water into drinking water, you know.
Right.
And to think about it, the world here, just everyone in the world, we have a drinking water shortage. If you think about it, think about
Mhm.
places even in the United States that they don't have clean drinking water. So it's an
Right.
issue that we really just, it's a huge issue. We're just not focusing on it, you know?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think it's also in the United States, it's illegal to drink the rainwater or to just for us to collect the rainwater, you know?
Mm.
It, right, in a lot of different cities and states here. So just to think about the
Yeah.
way the laws, a lot of laws need to change
Mhm.
so we can
Yes.
evolve, you know, into the future.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. But yeah, and I think it starts with the people at higher levels, that can control that,
Hmm.
put things in place because, I know Biden, Biden was talking about climate change, and
Right,
focusing on that. So I'm gonna follow him with that a little bit more to see, what changes they're making with that. So yeah,
right.
we need it. We need it. We got to preserve the future for the kids
That's why I'm
because
always talking about the kids. Exactly.
that's right. And also, we were talking about the littering. The people that tend to throw trash out in the streets and don't care.
Right.
As I was telling Charles, I was driving last week and I was at a light and the person just dumped all the trash right there at the light. Like
Mm.
that was the place to dump trash.
Hmm.
And it's just keeping clean environments too.
Right.
In our surrounding. But some people just don't care. They throw the trash out the window, which doesn't make any sense.
Right. Like, why is there a mattress at this intersection? That makes no sense. There's ghetto. There's bringing the property values down. It's an eyesore. Like, come on. When I walk outside, I want to feel like, okay, I'm getting a good value for what I have to pay every month, whether it's rent or mortgage. You want to feel like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is money well spent, and you want to
Right.
see it grow. You know, and I
Exactly.
think it's all a mindset. When you change your mindset to want to improve things, you want to improve
Mm-hmm.
everything around you as well. You want your community to grow. You want everything to just prosper and be abundant. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to control nobody else. I just love giving advice based on my life experience,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully it'll help
Right.
somebody else. You know, and you never know who you'll touch and who may be in a similar
Right.
situation. You know.
Exactly. That's me. I give advice on my life experience and my relationships. So, I tend to think that my advice is reasonable. You know. So
Right. We
I
we
think
we're a little liberal, you know, a little liberal, a little conservative, you know, a little bit of both.
right. Exactly. So I don't know who's in the house with us today, but we want to know what is going on in the new year for you. Did you make any changes or adjustments or New
Right.
Year's resolutions to something that you're going to do different? What is it that you may have added to 2023? a lot of people say, oh, 2023, oh, my 2023 is going to be different. I read a lot of that going on. So what's the big difference about your 2023?
Right.
I read the same thing in 2022 from a lot of people. I'm still waiting. So, but Charles, did you set any goals for this year? What is it that you're looking to accomplish for 2023?
Well, I have a lot of goals that were already set prior to the year change, and
Right.
that's what I didn't really feed too much into me changing my whole life, because I think the transformation has already began before the
Mm-hmm.
ball dropped, and
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
only what I show other people, but what I see in myself when I walk in the mirror, because that's the most important part,
Mm-hmm.
but I like, of course, I'm going to continue going to the gym, and it's always a constant. I'm not going to say struggle, but it's a constant effort to eat healthier every single day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not hard on myself, but every day I try to do something to be healthier than the day before, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to continue to try to be a good person and get better every day. And we'll see where it leads us, and I know that something's great for me every day. I wake up, I
Mm-hmm.
know it's something great for me to experience in that day. And I haven't woken, I haven't got up not one time and felt like, God ain't got nothing for me yet. Like, what you got? Let me check the mail. But I don't feel like that, I feel
Good.
like I'm
Good.
up. You really, and it's just amazing when you don't have all those negative vibes and talking
Exactly.
about people around and just
Yes.
all that drama. He's so excited.
Yeah. About so amazing.
Right. I'm trying to
Yeah.
decipher Suave amazing year with in my continued Suavelicious. What's that? Look, I'm like Suaveliciousness.
Some limitlessness. What I don't have my
Pursuit of
glasses.
greatness.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes, yes.
Suave awesome.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and in my 2023, as I look in to the year to come, I am actually looking at not only 2023. I come to realize I only have 9 years until I'm 65 years old.
Wow.
And when you say that to yourself, 2023 is not just what I'm talking about. I'm
Right.
talking about the full those 9 years that seems like such a short time, and I'll be 65 years old. So I am preparing more so, for that my last 9 years of working in the workforce. And I have a whole lot to accomplish when it comes to my retirement. And I am looking more into my retirement and how life is going to be placed, where, how I'm going to place myself in the life after retirement. So it's a lot of work. And I only have 9 years, and 9 years is not a lot because I look back on my niece, my nephew,
Right.
and he's now 10 or 11. It seemed like he was just a baby not too long ago.
Right.
So that time goes by very fast. So that's something that I am focusing a lot on, and that's retiring and getting into some retirement, I guess, what I'm trying to say, retirement. What, Charles? You looking hard?
I'm waiting on you to spill it.
Ventures, I guess, that I
Yes.
really have to pay, more attention to and focus more on and read a lot about. So I know it's a lot of people out there that sell retirement plans, annuities, things like that, just to strategize and get everything where I need it. So my strategy is
This is
is
a
going to
journey for
be
both of us,
powerful.
though.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes, and I think I'm so grateful that I'm able to sit on the live with my mom and talk about a retirement plan and just different things like that that we have all
Yeah.
need to learn about in life, because what's your life, or who are you if you don't have a plan, you know?
That's right. That's right. You got to have something. I mean, if you want to just retire with what you have and the little 401ks that you have in place, you know, and then once that is over, that's the little amount that's there. But you really, you know, what type of life do you want to end in retirement with? So
Right.
this, you know, so that strategy of those plans that you have to make, you know,
Where do you
can
plan
be,
to live, and do you want to rent
yes.
or own, and all that, you
A
know?
whole lot, a whole lot. Where you want to live, you know, where your kids are, and where your family is, and how close
Mm.
you want to be to everyone, you know, enough to retire into. So that would be, you know, my final say as to what I'm looking to do beginning this year. So I can say I'm starting in 2023 in my strategies.
And I'm manifesting that we're not gonna have to stress about money, nothing, no situation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm manifesting that we're gonna have all positivity, and it's gonna be a seamless and smooth transition from
Right.
working for so long to just
Hmm.
relaxing for until I give you 10 grandchildren to take care of.
Y'all heard that Charles say he's gonna give me 10 grandchildren. Y'all
Right,
better
because
listen what
right,
God
because
has
she
for
act like
me.
she's bored over there. She act like she needs some grandkids to get for me to drop off.
Yeah, right. Some grandkids, to drive me around.
Right.
He better hurry up and have them because I got 9 years, so they'll be about 9, 10. They'll be ready to drive. My grandkids will be ready to drive.
No, it's more like, it's not gonna be 10. I'm not trying to Nick Cannon it. I ain't
I
trying
know.
to do that. No, I ain't got that much time on my hand. I don't.
All
I
those
don't.
kids, yeah, because he got to visit every one of them. You know, this birthday, next week is that birthday, next month is that, and he have this scattered all around. It looks like he just get buy the land and just move them all on there. They were okay with having a child with them, you know, of course,
Yeah.
all the women. So you might as well live amongst each other. And so you have all the children, the brothers and sisters living around each other. If he were smart, he'll just buy a huge land and build houses on that land. They don't have to live in the same house.
We have them all on a holler. I think they call it
But
a
just,
holler.
yeah, just have them all in the cul-de-sac.
Well, maybe he got a private jet so he can just fly and see whenever he get ready,
That's
you
too
know.
much flying. That's
He
too
got
much
enough
flying.
money to do it. He doing the damn
He
thing.
does.
Hey, when you can have 12 kids without thinking about it, then you can handle it. I don't know
That's a
why
lot of
everybody
kids.
questioning this man. I'm sure he know what he doing, hopefully.
They'll think about it in about 10 more years when he's 10, you know, when the kids are really going at it and doing
Yeah.
so many different things. About 10 minutes. I give him about 8 more years to start feeling it. Because if those kids are scattered all around, believe me, he's gonna be a tired man trying to make it to all these different events that all these children have. He's gonna think about what I said. You hear that, Nick?
Nick, my
Invest in
mama
you
getting
a
on
big
you, Nick.
land, invest in you a big piece of land, and build you a few homes on it. How many children are there? How many moms are there?
How many
If it's
moms?
5, you need
Give
5
this man a
houses.
break.
If it's 6, you need 6 houses. If it's 7, you need 7 houses. So buy the land big enough now.
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because that's
It
a
ain't
lot of
tricking if you
children.
got it.
He can do it. He can handle it.
It ain't tricking if you got it, bro. You got it.
But that's funny. But you know what? As you guys heard, Charles is gonna give me some grandchildren. Charles is looking for that lady in his life. Oh yeah, lady. And that's the only way he can have those children.
I'm gonna just be quiet and listen, y'all. I'm listening just like y'all.
where you gonna mention the kids, so you know you light me up when you talk about kids.
Right. That's a rabbit hole. I don't know. I done opened up a can of worms.
Yeah, he done opened it up. But anyway, we would like to thank you guys for coming in and listening to us today. We had fun on the show. Hopefully what we talked about, you can listen to it, share it, and comment, and also engage in all of our comments that we had today. Some things are helpful, and as I said, we have Brother Swab coming on after our show, and you can continue to tune in to it, Brother Swab. Brother Swab has a nice show, and he speaks on some therapy issues that you may want to hear, or something that needs to be in your ear or helpful to your families and friends. So thank you very much for joining in NPN TV with Smart Black Woman TV and Charles. We'll see you next week.
Later,
Thank you.
remember to lead with love, drink water, and mind your business.
That's right.
Next week.
See ya.
Programs like this are made possible by Neighborhood Planet Broadcasting Systems, Neighborhood Planet Network, iBlisters Digital Media Creative, and from contributions to NPN TV from viewers